Hey guys, Ghibli here, bringing you the 5th episode of Get Ranked. This time we are going to be looking at Shaman. Probably rapidly becoming one of my favorite heroes to play. I maybe it's just because I played Shaman in World of Warcraft, or I don't know, but I really enjoy the way Shaman feels in this game. So basically, his hero power is he summons totems. You have a Stoneclaw totem, which is a taunt. A spell power totem gives you +1 spell power. A searing totem that does 1 damage and has 1 health. And the last one is like a healing spring totem. Now all the totems have 2 health except for the searing totem. And the healing one, by the way, at the end of the turn heals 1 health to all your creatures. So it's random which one you get, but you can't have more than 1 on the field. So let's jump into the game. So decent start. I like starting with the Warlord because with all the totems and stuff, it can build up to be really a strong 5 mana card if everything goes correctly. In my opinion, Shaman, the way you have to play it is you have to build it up, kind of take that beating at the start of the game, and then have a really strong like comeback. So I still have a Lightning Storm in case anything gets sour, Knife Juggler, and I got the coin, so I'm in a pretty good position right here. You know, he summons an Ooze, so he's gonna be able to get some decent damage on me at the start. So luck of the draw, good top deck right there. You know, they don't Druids don't have any weapons, so I can summon my Ooze. So and end my turn. So it's gonna I now have something to deal with his Ooze. Basically, as always, you know, the name of the game is board control. Unless you're a mage and you have a Pyroblast and you just go right for the face. But that's another story. So here I'm in a pretty advantageous position. So I have my Yeti, you know, I can summon totems. It's really dangerous to leave the totems alone, by the way, if you're going up against a Shaman, because if they have a Bloodlust at 5 mana, that instantly becomes, you know, a huge threat, like a humongous threat. So here I summon my Juggler, and then I use my totem, which triggers the Juggler's ability. So once again, that's a really good card to have in your deck because, you know, it just allows for more synergy with the Shaman hero. That's why I also picked the Frostwolf Warlord. Still working on this deck personally. I have a couple things when I recorded this that now I realize I should remove, which is also why I record stuff, you know, and I really recommend everybody to record stuff for that reason. But let's jump back into the gameplay. So he kills my Juggler right there. A little annoyed by that, but that's okay. So I get a Flame Tongue Totem, which is really, really strong because it gives adjacent creatures or minions to attack. So it allows your totems now to deal damage or, you know, that extra oomph to kill that really strong creature. Right there, I might have made a little bit of a mistake. It probably would have been better for me to maybe coin up from my Yeti instead of summoning a totem. So it may have been a more useful use of my mana. So here he silences my Flame Tongue Totem, which is frustrating, but, you know, that's okay. Right there's one of the examples of the thing that I probably shouldn't have in my deck is an Abomination, because when it dies, it deals 2 damage to everything. And since most of the totems have 2 or less health, it would kill all my totems. So probably not the best way of doing that. I just like the Abomination, so I decided to go with it. There he uses his Starfire on my Yeti after I summoned it, which that's fine. That's actually really good use of his Starfire, and it's good for me knowing now that my Frost Warlord might be a little bit more protected. So here I get Unbound Elemental and I Lightning Storm. So what the Unbound Elemental does is every time a card that has Overload is played, he gets buffed by I want to say 1/1. Now we'll go on to what Overload is. So certain Shaman spells like Lightning Storm, Lightning Bolt, you know, Forked Lightning, stuff like that, spell cards, sometimes minions, they will have an Overload ability on them, which basically means that they lock up 2 of your mana next turn. So you'll see in the upcoming turn, there's those 2 little locks underneath my mana. They just move up to my mana right there, and I have 2 mana that I can't use. Also, he uses his last Starfire on my creature. So that makes it so my Warlord, Frostwolf Warlord, is protected. So he's now a 7/7 creature because he gets +1 in attack and health per friendly minion on the field. So it becomes a really large threat. So he summons a really strong card because that's his Iron Bark or whatever it is. You know, 8/8 taunt for 8 mana. You know, it's beefy card. So he decides to kill, I think he killed one of my totems, I'm not sure. He leaves my Frostwolf alone. So I summon another totem here. And then before I attack with certain, you know, this is a good way to look upon things. Before you attack, if you have a Warlord, play your Warlord first so it gets buffed even more. So now it's an 8/8 instead of being, you know, like a 7/7. So in here when I use my Forked Lightning, so I could have used my Rockbiter weapon, but you know I decided to go for the Lightning, and then just kill him with my 7/7 Lord. Trade off. That way I have board control. I'm still lacking in health, but I have complete board control at this point. It's gonna be a really strong presence. I have an 8/8 creature on there with lots of totems around him. Plus, you know, I have Bloodlust in my hand, I have a Windfury in my hand, I have a Taunt in my hand, and a Rockbiter weapon. So I'm in a pretty good position here to be calling the shots. He's at a disadvantage just for the fact that I'm able to put out all this pressure. You know, he can't do too much about it, basically. So, you know, he plays an Engineer, gets that card draw. You know, he's looking to do something. So he swipes my Warlord, dealing 1 damage. And here he does something really smart. So I'd pay a little bit of attention. It's what I would do if I was a Druid. He buffs himself up with his hero ability and then kills the Healing Spring so that the other totems aren't getting healed. You know, doing 1 damage to a totem when that thing is out does nothing because it's just going to get healed at the end of my turn. Here I get really lucky and I get a Flame Tongue totem at the luck of the draw. So good top deck. You know, a lot of this game is RNG. So, and, you know, I summon my Windfury guy. You know, give it to my Warlord, who now is a 10/4 creature, but technically he's a 24 because he does damage. So, and then here I kill the Spell Power totem, trade it off because of the Flame Tongue. He's buffed, and I have Rockbiter weapon anymore, so he's a 13/4, and I can attack twice. So I knock him down to 10 health in 1 move, and he had armor on. So this is where, you know, if you build it up and you pile on and combo it up with a Shaman, it could be incredibly deadly. You know, at this point, he has to really pull something, like, out of his ass to be able to stop me from killing him. Just for the fact that, you know, I have Bloodlust in my hand. He doesn't know that, but even then, you know, he's got to kill that 10/3, 10 or 10/4 creature. You know, he needs a taunt for sure. So he actually ends up getting, you know, he does a Mark of the Wild, buffs it up, but it's still, you know, game over. I Bloodlust, you know, and then take out it with my totems. However, here I made a mistake. You know, don't kill your Flame Tongue totem. Didn't really matter anyways because I had the kill. But, you know, just a way of observing things with a Shaman. You know, a lot of it is planning out what order you're going to do stuff in. You know, how you're going to place your cards so to use to take full advantage of the Flame Tongue totem. So it's a very intricate hero in my opinion, and I love it. Alright guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to follow me on Twitch, would be much appreciated. And if you want to give me a little subscribe, that's even more appreciated. Don't forget to check out twitch.tv/bloodytech. We have awesome events going on at times. You know, sometimes we've got good giveaways. And if you haven't seen the previous Get Ranked video, it should be right up there for you. So take a look if you are interested. Thank you guys. Have a good one.